Chip Zdarsky and Miguel Medonca begin their standalone Justice League story as the Shattered team are brought back together one final time to make sure Lobo, killer of the New Gods, is kept alive long enough to see his trial. But can the team keep themselves together, or will their differences get in their way? Chip Zdarsky, who until recently was a Marvel mainstay, gets the keys to the Justice League kingdom for a really fun, out-of-canon story about a broken league and the never-ending battles they are part of. As a Superman fan, I quite enjoyed Chip focusing on him this issue and just telling a wonderful story about how no matter how much Clark and others do, it's never enough, and even for the Man of Steel, that takes a toll, both mentally and physically. Chip focusing on that toll and how it affects these heroes each in different ways, like Superman becoming frustrated he can't do more, while Batman retreats into himself and his work, was just brilliant, and he did this all while setting up a really awesome Assault and Precinct 13 style story with Lobo. It takes a lot of skill to do that sort of stuff and balance that many plates, but Chip does it really well. The hints at the background this story is set against were really great as well, like the League breaking up thanks to Martian Manhunter being killed, with others blaming Batman, and other changes like Hal Jordan wanting to remake the Green Lantern Corps and base them now out of Earth, which is a quite fantastic change, and it's changes like these that are ones I love to see happen in these what if type stories. Miguel Mendonca comes on board as the artist with some really great looking action adventure artwork and some cool new designs for some of the characters, particularly Hal Jordan, who is really channeling his Kingdom Come and Parallax designs to make a really awesome new costume. I also really enjoyed Enrica Angioloni's colours, with each hero kind of getting their own colour, with the focus of course this issue being Batman and Superman. We got a nice warm blue for Superman's scenes while bathing Batman's cave, and scenes with him in it in a great bright yellow. Justice League Last Ride issue 1 was a really damn good beginning to Chip Zdarsky's one-off Justice League story, setting the stage for a different type of hero-team dynamic while also putting forth a unique story premise I'm excited to see the League get involved in. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Justice League Last Ride issue 1 finds Superman beating Doomsday, saving some children from a burning building, and stopping Lex Luthor's newest evil plan, as Lois knows it's never ending, and her husband has always known that, but lately she can tell Clark can actually feel it. In the Fortress of Solitude, Lois finishes her work as Clark comes home, kissing his wife, who knows that she can see it all in his eyes, and how he tenses up from moment to moment, listening for the next disaster, and there always is another disaster. She knows that she can't stop him from feeling like this and can't stop the disasters herself, so all she wants to know is how she can help. Clark says that she's already doing so by just being there, glad his wife decided to continue writing her book in his fortress, asking how it's all coming. Lois knows he's trying to change the subject, and she's worried about him since it's like he's trying to do everything. Clark says he's fine, and Lois knows that for someone who's all about truth and justice, he sure lies a lot. Getting ready for bed, Lois says that she loves her husband, and while things have been tough, he's not alone. Clark knows he isn't as he drifts off to sleep. Later, Superman races to save Jimmy from the falling Daily Planet globe, but suddenly the globe begins turning into kryptonite as Jimmy races off to save a child. A voice says that someone needs to save everyone as the globe begins to crush Superman, who calls for help. Clark awakens from his dream, finding himself floating above the bed. Lois awakens, learning that Clark just had a bad dream. He soon hears a beeping, finding it coming from his Justice League alert, something Clark finds quite concerning. At the Justice League watchtower on the moon, Wonder Woman is met by the Flash, who has raided the kitchen, saying it's been a long time since anyone was there, so all he could find was snack food, wondering if Diana has heard from the others. Diana hasn't, as Barry asks what John said about this emergency he had them all meeting together for. Diana doesn't know again, making Barry wonder if a certain two of the heroes would show up. Diana knows that if people are in danger, they will, since it doesn't matter what their childish differences are, as Superman arrives, knowing there is nothing childish about their differences, and Flash is right, if they are in danger, they will be there. Clark hugs his old friend Diana, knowing it's been a long time since they saw each other last. Batman soon arrives, brushing past the heroes and sitting, wanting to get the meeting underway since he's needed in Gotham. Flash doesn't know what's happening, so Batman scans the globe, finding no major power sources or anything other than Hal Jordan. Superman says that this isn't like old times and he can't just waltz in here and take over like he always does, not after what he did. Batman stands and confronts Superman, saying that they could just wait for him to make a decision for once. Superman stops them, saying she's not there to babysit grown men, as John's hologram appears, saying that they are coming through the docking bay, wanting to meet the team there. The team go to the hangar, finding John, Kilowog and Jessica have captured Lobo, the most wanted man in the universe and the man who killed the New Gods. Jessica says that they need the League's help keeping him alive, as Lobo mocks her plea, laughing as he tells the League to save him. Diana asks what they mean by keep him alive, learning from John that the United Planets intends to put Lobo on trial for the murder of the New Gods. They just need to make sure he sees justice, and that means keeping him alive from all his enemies. Lobo says the only way to keep him safe from them is by letting him out of the chains he's in. Flash asks why them and why can't the Lanterns keep him safe, and the arriving Hal Jordan says they can't, as Diana welcomes him back. Hal says that they need the League for this, since once the Corps fell apart, they simply don't have enough members to protect Lobo, and they are the only people he trusts for this job. Batman doesn't believe him, and Hal knows it wouldn't be Batman if he didn't, as Bruce knows the United Planets' combined military could easily do this, but this is specific to them. Hal says it is, since he's rebuilding the Corps, but they have lost most of their jurisdiction through the United Planets since the crisis, and he wants to show them that they can do this with the help of Earth, so he can make the case that it can become New Oa, and the base of the new Green Lantern Corps. Superman asks if he means the Watchtower, but Hal actually means the moon, wanting to turn it into New Oa, since the universe has seen that Earth time and time again is the home of justice. So if they team up to protect Lobo for his trial, they can convince everyone that this is the natural heart of the new Corps. He knows that with the Lanterns there on Earth, and with heroes deputized as Lanterns, there would be no need for a Justice League anymore. Wonder Woman wants to discuss this further, but for now, she will lend her sword to help, sure that the others will as well, but Batman refuses, since this is a cosmic politics game that he doesn't play, and his people back on Earth need him to protect them. Hal says that they need his strategizing to pull this off, and it's taken him days to figure out where to hide Lobo, but Batman had already figured it out. Bruce turns his back on the team, wishing them good luck as he teleports back to Gotham. In Gotham, Alfred tells Batman he put the call out to the others and Nightwing and Batgirl are on the way, but Bruce refuses to wait, saying he can deal with Mr. Freeze himself. In the museum, Mr. Freeze has frozen the dinosaur exhibits as well as the rich elite who were attending a gala there, wanting all of their money, and they have 15 minutes before they all freeze to death. Batman throws a batarang at one of the frozen people, which begins thawing him, descending on the villain and throwing out more batarangs, hitting the people and unfreezing them, as the hero battles Mr. Freeze, who fires his freeze ray at the hero, saying that he's too late and he's laid bombs all across the city, so even if the hero stops him there, Gotham will suffer. Batman hides, telling Alfred to reroute Nightwing and Batgirl into the city to look for the bombs, as suddenly Superman swoops in, stopping Freeze in his tracks, breaking his gun, revealing he's got all the bombs already, as Batman smashes the villain in the face, telling Superman that he had it under control. Superman knows, wanting to talk, so Bruce tells him to meet him in an hour at the cave. Later on, Superman arrives at the Batcave, told by Bruce that he knows he's there to convince him, wanting to hear what Clark has to say. Clark says that Hal is right in doing this, and besides the fact that they need to protect Lobo, the world needs a unified front defending it, and if it's not going to be the League, then the Lanterns are the next best option. Bruce knows that Earth doesn't need space cops, but Clark knows it needs something, and the Corps will only be working with heroes from Earth, and they are too fragmented right now, and there's been so many near misses ever since the League was disbanded, and he can't be everywhere at once. Batman knows he can't, heading for the Batmobile while telling Clark that he has more work to do. Clark smashes his giant coin out of the way in a moment of anger, saying that he's tried his best, and it was Batman who killed Martian Manhunter, and him who sent his friend to their death. Superman stops himself, saying that he's just so tired of fighting and fighting his friends, wanting just for once for Bruce to put aside his obstinance and help them. After a moment, Bruce says that Hal was right about him knowing the best place to hide Lobo. Going to the Batcomputer, Bruce says the best place to hide Lobo means they need to go back to Apocalypse.